friends, Quill here, back again once again with a video. I know I've told you in my past videos that I really enjoy the competitive aspect of Pokemon. As you can probably tell from the title, you're not going to get that today. Today we are going to be using none other than Qwilfish, the best of the weather sweepers in all of OU. And despite the title of the video, this team actually didn't do too badly. I ended up with a rating of like 1138, which is really bad, but for a team that is based off of letting Qwilfish sweep, I was excited about it. To get into the team and just explain what it does. So obviously we have our Qwilfish here, our sweeper, the best sweeper. Why would you need any others? Comes with Poison Jab, Swords Dance, Waterfall. I had it return on it originally, but then I changed that out for Explosion just to make our Breakneck Blitz that much stronger. Then we've got our Pelipper, our Rain Setter, got some filler moves there. It came in handy once in a while. Our Kartana with the Choice Scarf. That is there mainly to take out water types that Qwilfish doesn't like to deal with. And it can also deal with Ferrothorn to an extent. Ferrothorn ends up being probably one of the biggest challenges that Qwilfish has to face. So between Kartana and Mega Charizard, they are pretty well taken care of. Now I hear you saying, Mega Charizard, why? Why do you have a Sun Setter on a Rain team? And that is strictly for Ferrothorn and other grass types that give Qwilfish some trouble. And yes, it sets up Sun, which is contrary to what we're trying to do. Obviously, Qwilfish has the Swift Swim ability, so its speed is doubled in the rain, so setting up the Sun kind of contradicts that. But the thing about Charizard is that it's there specifically to take out very specific threats, and once it is, I don't need Charizard anymore. We can move on. We've got Zapdos here as a secondary Rain Setter with Rain Dance and the Damp Rock. Thunder actually comes in handy more often than you'd expect. We've got two Defoggers also, just so Charizard can come in and take care of Ferrothorn without any trouble. Of course, I had used Landorus. It wouldn't be OU without Landorus, just to set up Stealth Rocks, you know, make it a little bit easier for my boy Qwilfish to sweep. Like I said, really bad team. I slapped it together so I could put up a video, but it did a lot better than I thought it was going to. So without further ado, we're gonna get into some replays. Alrighty, here we are back again. Like I said, they are replays. I tried to do live commentary, but frankly, the internet was being shoddy and I wasn't winning enough battles, or the ones that I were winning, you know, Mega Charizard would sweep or something along those lines. I really wanted to show you Qwilfish sweeping, so we're doing replays today. Let me know down in the comments if you'd like to see me do Showdown in the future, and if you would you like me to do live commentary, post commentary, or would you like me to switch over and play on my DS? Any of those options are okay. Obviously, it's easier to do Showdown because of hardware and that sort of thing, but if you guys want me to do battles on my DS, let me know. I'll need people to battle, so you'll have to battle me if that's what you choose. We're gonna go ahead and get into this one. I'll show you what happens. All right, I used an alt account. This was while I was still testing out the team, so it's not quite the oh, we're gonna switch sides really fast. Yeah, it's not the username I typically use. Here we see this Cloyster's trying to set up, but you don't set up when there's a Qwilfish on the field. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm saying, at least. All right, he's going to send out his Anakin Skywalker, and I'm not a really big fan of Star Wars. I know that I'm going to get some flack for that, but yeah, so I just sent out my Zapdos to take it down. Here, I think we go for the Rain Dance, I believe. Yes, okay. And then that gives me absolutely accurate... Oh, no. Oh, yes, they use Final Gambit. Now, this is where it begins. Here's where I send out Qwilfish. Right? Yes. And then out comes their Slurpuff. But, you know, we both set up Mons, you know. But Qwilfish being a little bit less used, he didn't see it coming, and that was just the end of everything. Even though Slurpuff gets that Unburden boost, we are unable to outspeed, go for that Poison Jab. And then out comes... Now, this one, I'm kind of surprised that we still outsped a Beedrill. Beedrills are extremely fast, and so we outspeed. Obviously, that's going to knock out. It's a Waterfall in the rain, +2 from a Qwilfish. Qwilfish's attack is like 90 or something. It was actually pretty good. And there we have our first forfeit, friends. People really get angry when they start to get swept by a Qwilfish. So we're going to go ahead and get into the second battle. All right, friends, here we are back, and we lead off with our Landorus. I typically lead off with my Landorus when I've gotten to further games, just so I could set up Stealth Rocks early on. I chose not to here because I kind of expected him to be a defog set, but I didn't see him go for defog. So many people used defog before I even had the chance to set up stealth rocks. It was funny. But Landorus's job was just to come in, set up stealth rocks, and die. That's why I didn't feel so bad using it on a trolley team. But we're going to go ahead and let him U-turn on out of here while we send out our Pelipper, U-turn of our own, and go into our Kartana. Kartana can take care of Rotom pretty well, so that's why I sent it out here. I think I went straight for the Leaf Blade. Not trying to overpredict, not trying to overdo anything. I just kind of played this. I wasn't being too overly serious about these battles anyway. So here's this Garchomp, and I'm a little bit afraid of it because Qwilfish doesn't like Earthquake. Qwilfish is allergic to the ground. You know, Qwilfish is all powerful and everything, but doesn't deal well. Kartana does a lot of damage with the Leaf Blade there. Doesn't want to do another one of those, but I think, yeah, I just stay in here and go for another Leaf Blade because I have no reason not to. Even if he goes into the Scizor, I'm not afraid of the Scizor, and the Scizor can't do too much to me. Obviously, here he just goes for U-turn and back out into Garchomp. I'm wearing down his team little by little. He thinks he's doing the same to me, but little does he know the Qwilfish is coming. All right, here comes that Pelipper out once more to set up the rain. And then all of a sudden he decides to Mega Evolve. I don't know why he didn't before, but then Qwilfish comes out, and you guys know what happens from here. We set up a Swords Dance, I'm pretty sure. No, we just go straight for the Waterfall. Okay. I don't know why I didn't set up Swords Dance. I probably should have. And then here comes that Breakneck Blitz. I think at this point I hadn't switched over to Explosion, so that was off of return. But still does a lot of damage, as you can see. We go for the Poison Jab. Of course, he's trying to stall out my rain here, so I don't get that anymore. I get a Swords Dance up. And then we go into some wishing and protecting, which is really annoying. But, you know, I predicted him there to go out into, I think I predicted him to go out in the Scizor, but he just didn't. So that was very confusing. I was very confused, at least. All right, let's see what we do here. He does go into the Scizor here. I think I go for the Poison Jab, which is really irritating, but, you know, I do stay in because, of course, Qwilfish can take on the Scizor. Go for that Waterfall, knock it out, and out comes the Garchomp. We're going to switch into Zapdos right now because I don't feel like taking an Earthquake, and I know that he's probably going to be faster than me outside of the rain, and if not, I just don't want to deal with it. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the rain. I'll go for the Defog here, let him kill me with a Stone Edge so I can come back in with the Qwilfish. You thought our sweep was over, but unfortunately for my opponent, that's simply not the case. We go ahead and take out that Garchomp. In comes the Tapu Bulu, gonna go right down to a Poison Jab. Does he forfeit here? Yeah, he just kind of rage quits here. So we got a lot of rage quits. It is what it is. You know we would have swept through the other Pokemon. I mean, I got the win. I call it a win. Next battle. All right, right on to battle number 4. And this one actually gets a little bit interesting. I think this is one of the ones that I actually had fun with. So here we're going to trade rocks really fast. I go for the U-turn to switch into my Pelipper, try to get up that rain a little bit. I think at this point I was just kind of sick of recording things because I would either win without using Qwilfish, which kind of defeats the purpose of the video, or I would lose very quickly because I was trying to set up for a Qwilfish to sweep. But this Sableye ended up being pretty annoying. I switched right into my Qwilfish here. I expected him to stay in, but I ended up getting a Swords Dance because he switched out. I thought he was going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, but on the off chance that it missed or that he did switch out like that, I went ahead and went for the Swords Dance. Got a couple of Waterfalls to take down that Fortress, which is huge. Back comes in the Sableye, and you can tell this is really low ladder. I mentioned it in the title of the video. We are trolling the low ladder here, my friends, and it very well shows here. He's got a very, very bulky team, and you can see that I don't even need the rain. Qwilfish doesn't even need the rain to deal with this team because he's just a wall breaker. That's what Qwilfish does, you know? All right, we see an Iron Head, one more Waterfall to take out the Doublade, which, if you consider how bulky Doublade is a really big feat. Blissey goes down in one hit, easy peasy. This Quagsire I was a little bit concerned about, and for good reason, because it lives a Breakneck Blitz, no problem at all. I do get taken out with an Earthquake here, but, I mean, Qwilfish still swept through 2/3 of that man's team, so I was pretty excited about it. All that's left is to take down these last two Pokemon. I think it's an alternation between, like, Landorus and Kartana that does that. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up, though, because, yeah, it's just, we don't need to see it. It doesn't involve Qwilfish, so what's really the point, even? I do make some unnecessary sacrifices there, just because at that point I was just ready to end the battle, and I wanted to do it with Kartana because I really like Kartana. But that's the end of that battle. I think I've got 2 more battles saved up for us. Let's go to the next one. Alright, this is another battle that I actually had a lot of fun with. So he leads off with his Nidoking, I lead off with my Landorus. I would not have won this battle if it had been a higher tier, because he's, as you can see, he's got some really weird movesets and makes some very questionable plays that I don't think upper level players would. So this is definitely bottom of the ladder. I think I was at like 1100 at this point, which is not the bare bottom of the ladder, but it's close enough. Here our Pelipper goes down to a freeze dry, which is perfect. We don't want that Pelipper to stay around. We want to set up with our Qwilfish. I expect him here to go for a freeze dry. He doesn't. So I get up 2 Swords Dances instead of 1, and I just kind of start wrecking everything. I am worried about the Empoleon, but like I said, at this point, it was just kind of, I want to get more battles where Qwilfish is the star of the show. So I was kind of, you know, rushing through battles and not really thinking about them very much. It wasn't quite OU Blitz. I tried to do this with OU Blitz, but I just got stressed out. Look how much damage that waterfall does. I did not expect that much damage from a waterfall coming from a Qwilfish. That's kind of why I showed this battle. Obviously, I would have swept through the last 3 Pokemon. Nothing too scary there. When I said low ladder, I meant low ladder. Obviously, this team is not the best, but it shows off how wonderful that Qwilfish can be, and we have to troll everyone we can. So here this Tropius tries to go for the Dragon Dance. I wonder why he didn't lead off with the Ninetales. We'll see later on in the battle. He makes some very questionable plays with his Ninetales later. Anyway, he definitely could have won this battle had he decided to play his Ninetales a little bit better, but like I said, this is extremely low ladder, and we're just trying to troll people today, so I'm not too serious about it. We send in our QwilPlays YouTube. Go for that early game Swords Dance. He brings in his Beartic because he thinks he's going to be able to out-swift swim me, but no one out-swift swims the Qwilfish. Except for Mega Swampert. We had trouble with Mega Swampert. I didn't upload anything like that. We take down that there. Our opponent says if that thing sweeps, I'll be very disappointed. Just you wait, my friend. But we saw the Breakneck Blitz take out the Dragonite, and I was super excited about that. Like, in the moment, I was just like, this is awesome. I have reached the pinnacle of Pokemon. That multi-scale is not going to help you when it's broken. I did let him take out my Zapdos there just because I wanted to let Qwilfish come back in. I didn't want to defeat I wanted to defeat everyone on the opponent's team with my Qwilfish. I didn't want any help. And so here he says that he was hoping that we went for a Swords Dance so that he could encore us into it. That doesn't happen. Out comes the Ninetales and doesn't even get to set up the sun because there's just too much because of the Stealth Rocks, essentially. He goes for a Flamethrower, which still does a lot of damage despite the rain, but we would have killed that Houndoom if he hadn't forfeited. So that proves that you can sweep in low ladder UU. You can troll, I guess, but I had a lot of fun. So let me know down in the comments, would you like me to do some serious battling on Showdown? Would you like me to do some more of this trolly sort of stuff? I am fine to do whatever. So again, comment down below. Let me know what you guys want to see. And other than that, my friends, as always, see you next time.